Hi, welcome back. This is part two of our conversation. Again, this is Wistful Wisdom, and I am your host, Kimberly Miner. We'll pick up here with segment 5 and we'll take it through segment 9. We'll close this out, but let's start with turning pressure into performance. Pressure is a privilege. If you're feeling it, it means you're in a position where your actions, your decision, and your leadership matter. Too many people shy away from pressure. They see it as a burden or as something to be avoided. But real leaders, we see pressure for what it is. It is an opportunity to perform, to stand out, to prove exactly why we are in the position that we are in. When you're under pressure, your first instinct might be to play it safe, to minimize risks, to avoid making mistakes. But let me tell you something, playing it safe is the riskiest move you can make. Safe doesn't get you noticed. Safe doesn't change the game. Safe does not lead. You need to embrace pressure like it's your fuel. Use it to sharpen your focus, to heighten your senses, to push you into a state where you're not just operating, you are excelling. This is where preparation meets opportunity. This is where your expertise meets execution. And this is where you either step up or step aside. Remember, pressure isn't there to break you, it is there to build you. It is there to test whether you're ready to lead, or it's there to reveal if you are pretending. So don't run from it, lean into it. The more pressure you can handle, the higher you will rise. And the higher you rise, the more you'll realize that the only limit on your leadership is the one you set on yourself. Consistency, moving into segment 6, is your currency. Leadership, as I've stated earlier, is not a part-time gig. It's not something you pick up when it's convenient or when you feel like it. Leadership is consistency. It's showing up day in and day out with the same drive, the same standards, and the same refusal to settle. This is your currency. It's what separates the real leaders from the pretenders. Everyone can have a good day. Anyone can deliver a powerful message every once in a while. But what happens on the days when you feel tired, when you don't feel like it, when the setbacks pile up and the easy route is to dial it back? That's when leadership really shows up, not in the highlights, but in the grind. Every decision you make, every conversation you have, every small action you take, it all adds up. One thing I know for sure, in addition to this, is that people are always watching. They see who shows up on hard days, who follows through when it's not glamorous, who maintains their standards when no one is giving them a round of applause. Consistency, consistency, consistency is what builds trust. It is also what builds respect. And without it, all the talent, the ideas, the potential, all of that, it doesn't mean a thing. So don't let a single day go by when you're not pushing, when you are not reinforcing your commitment to being a forward-thinking leader, because leadership isn't about the occasional big win. We've all had those. It's about the daily discipline to get up and to keep leading no matter what. The marketplace respects consistency. Your team respects consistency. And more than anything, you need to respect your own consistency, because that is what's going to keep you moving forward when everything else is pulling you back. All right, we've got about 3 segments to go, so we're winding down. How are you guys feeling? Good, I hope. What about the power of unfiltered feedback? If you're serious about becoming a forward-thinking leader, you need to get comfortable with feedback, and not the sugar-coated kind. I'm talking about the kind that stings, the kind that calls you out, that forces you to look at your blind spots and do something about them. Feedback is a tool. It's a weapon even, but it's only as useful as you make it. Too many leaders only want to hear what they are doing right. They want to be validated. They want to be reassured, to be told they are on the right track. But that's not how you grow, and we know that. I'm not telling you all anything you don't know right there. When you are confronted with the truth of where you're falling short and what you need to change, that's when you begin making progress as a leader and refining the things that you need to refine to become better. Real leaders aren't afraid to be told that they're wrong. They're afraid of staying wrong because they were too proud to listen. It's about having the humility to know that you don't have all the answers and the courage to do something about it. The strongest leaders that I know are the ones who never stop evolving, never stop refining, and never stop demanding the best from themselves and everyone around them. Segment 8, and then we'll close with segment 9. Building a resilient mindset. Resilience isn't just a buzzword, it is a prerequisite. It is the backbone of leadership, because no matter how good you are, no matter how much you've prepared, you will get knocked down. You will face setbacks, criticisms, failures, and days that make you question everything. This isn't a question of, it's a question of when. It's not a question of if, pardon me, it's a question of when. The leaders who last, the ones who don't just make it to the top, but stay there, they are the ones who have resilience built in their DNA. So they don't crumble when things go south. They don't let a bad day turn into a bad week or a bad month. They absorb it, they recalibrate, and they come back stronger. Resilience isn't about being unaffected, it's about being unstoppable. It's about knowing that no matter what happens, you are going to find a way forward. It's about turning obstacles into stepping stones, criticisms into fuel, and failures into data points that guide your next move. Finally, let's talk about standards. Your standards are your reputation, and they are the invisible, non-negotiable lines that define who you are as a leader. And if you let them slip even once, you've given permission for everyone else around you to do the same. Your standards are reflected in everything you do, how you prepare, how you communicate, how you make decisions, and how you hold others accountable. If you're sloppy, expect sloppy results. If you cut corners, expect others to cut corners. But if you hold yourself to the highest possible standard, you'll raise the bar for everyone around you. Never lower your standards to meet someone else's expectations. Instead, demand that they rise to yours. This is not about being ruthless, it's about being relentless. It's about creating an environment where excellence is not just encouraged, it's expected. Setting high standards isn't easy. It's a constant battle. People will push back. They'll try to negotiate down. They'll try to look for an easy way out. But if you hold firm, if you refuse to compromise on the things that matter, you'll find that the right people will step up and the wrong people will step out. And that's exactly what you want, because at the end of the day, leadership is about setting the tone. It is about walking the walk and talking the talk. It is about being the example you want to see in others. And if you can do that consistently, relentlessly, unapologetically, you won't just be a leader, you'll be the kind of leader others aspire to become. Thank you.